Today's case study is focusing on Lindy Chamberlain, who is the mother of Azaria Chamberlain. And we're going to focus on blood and how blood was used to sort of convict but also exonerate Lindy in this case. In August 1980, the Chamberlain family camped near Uluru in the Red Centre Desert of Australia's Northern Territory. One night, Lindy Chamberlain put two of her children, 4-year-old Reagan and 9-week-old Azaria, to bed in their tent. When she returned sometime later, as the story goes, she cried, "The dingoes got my baby." According to Lindy, when she got to the tent, she saw a dingo with a bundle in its mouth. She wasn't close enough to see what it was, but when she checked on the children, she saw that her daughter Azaria was missing. As the cry went out, she and her husband Michael, along with other campers, began searching for the child. A nearby camper, Sally Lowe, went into the tent to check on the still sleeping Reagan. Seeing a pool of wet blood on the floor of the tent, she thought that Azaria was probably already dead. About a week later, a tourist found the baby's jumpsuit about 2.5 miles away. It was only slightly torn and bloody around the neck, which indicated the probable cause of death. Lindy and Michael always maintained that Azaria was taken from them by a dingo, and as early facts came out, there was information that may have helped the parents. The chief ranger of Uluru had been writing to the government for 2 years prior to Azaria's disappearance to warn them that the dingoes in the area were becoming increasingly aggressive and approaching humans. The initial investigation backed up Lindy Chamberlain's claim of a wild dog attacking her daughter, but the Supreme Court ordered a second investigation, and in 1982, Lindy was charged with Azaria's murder, and Michael was charged as being an accessory. The investigation alleged that Lindy had cut Azaria's throat in the front seat of the family car, hiding the baby's body in a large camera case, and then rejoined the rest of the campers. After some time had passed, she quote-unquote discovered that Azaria was missing, and after that, while people were searching for the body, Lindy disposed of it. The key evidence supporting this allegation was the jumpsuit, discovered about a week after the baby's disappearance, and a forensic report claiming to have found evidence of fetal hemoglobin on the front seat of the Chamberlain's 1977 Toronto hatchback. However, a more thorough analysis performed later revealed that what was originally thought to be bloodstains was in fact a spilled fruit drink, and further evidence showed that adult blood can pass the test for fetal hemoglobin. Lindy was questioned about the clothes Azaria was wearing. She claimed that Azaria was wearing a matinee jacket over the jumpsuit, but the jacket was not with the other clothes found. One forensic expert identified a bloody handprint on Azaria's jumpsuit that later forensic analysis revealed to be red desert sand, composed mostly of copper oxide, which is found in the area that the family lived. Police also paid to have forensic biologists study and report that, based on information provided, a dingo would not have been able to steal and kill the baby. In Lindy's defense, eyewitness evidence confirmed that dingoes had been seen on the evening Azaria disappeared. However, in 1982, even with all of these mistakes by investigators and no plausible motive, Lindy Chamberlain was convicted of murder. Public opinion and expert testimony and conjecture were the only items used against Lindy in the trial. She was sentenced to life in prison, and her husband was accused of being an accessory to murder. After Lindy had served 3 years of her life sentence, Azaria's knit jacket was found near a dingo lair, and this evidence helped exonerate the Chamberlains, but several years of retrials and hearings were yet to come. Forensic biologists have studied information relating to other dingo attacks in the region. In 1933, three young girls disappeared in the region, and people speculated that it could have been due to a dingo attack. People who worked near dingo areas had reported of occasionally seeing human remains over the decades. After Chamberlain's trial, other instances of dingo attacks on children in the area had also been documented. In a 5-year period, over 279 dingo interactions with people were documented, with 39 of these listed as threatening. These included a fatal mauling of a 9-year-old boy who was attacked by 2 dingoes. There were also numerous non-fatal attacks by a dingo on people from 1996 to 2001. In 2012, 32 years after the event, a coroner finally determined that there was sufficient evidence to determine that a dingo was involved in the fatal attack on Azaria Chamberlain, and pronounced that a dingo was responsible for the death of Azaria Chamberlain. An amended death certificate was printed for Azaria, and all charges against her parents were officially dropped. In a statement, Lindy said, "No longer will Australians be able to say dingoes are not dangerous and will only attack if provoked. We love this beautiful country, but it is dangerous, and we would ask all Australians to be aware of this and take appropriate steps, and not wait for someone else to do it for them." The Chamberlain case shows what can happen when people involved in handling and analyzing blood evidence lack proper training, or when investigators allow public opinion or preconceived notions to influence their analysis.